Hello and welcome once again to our normal life interactions with every one of us who is a catfish farmer or who has interest in catfish farming. So this is Let Us Farm, and all we do here is to try to practically learn situations of our farming and provide practical solutions. And all these services, like they are free. Only thing you need for me to do for me is listen. If you have any questions, drop it in the comment section. Like I always do anytime on live, I will pick your questions one at a time and I will answer any question you have for me pertaining catfish farming or poultry farming. So now, today, we'll be discussing the best way for you to make profit in this business. And if you have actually been following my page or you subscribe to my YouTube channel, wherever you're watching from, you will know that one thing I always do and I cherish to do is I like to do anything based on what seems to be the easiest way, but they are the principles of farming. And if you can apply any of these principles, I bet you would make good success. So last week I had some very good updates from some farmers, and I also had an update that is not very good. The video of that is not very good. We posted on Monday for every one of us to see. Now today I'm going to talk about the update that is good. Ede Christian, I greet you. Agrify Farms, I also greet you. Thank you all for joining me at this time. So today we try and accommodate everything within 2 hours. Last time I spent here more than 2 hours, trying to not let some people behind because some people were joining very late and they were dragging and dragging. So today, please let's try and accommodate everybody within 2 hours to go forward. Now there's a video I posted. I think I posted that video on Friday or Thursday. So in that video, it was a 2 month video. And so many people, reacted to the video. Some said that it was a very good result. Some people were like, they are doubting the results. Though normally, like I do my things, I hate one, I hate bragging. Two, I hate situation that when people are doubting things, I would have to keep convincing you. There's no point. If you watch, I don't actually do that because everybody has the right to believe whatever he believes. But now let me explain what really happened. That video, you can go back and watch the video. They are 2 months old. The guy in question that owned that video is somebody that just finished youth service. Because some of us sometimes, if I tell you the type of videos that people send to me, you'll be wondering, how do I post some and I don't post some? Last time somebody sent me a video of fish. He claimed that the fishes were 3 months and weighing 2 kg. I told him that this is not possible. He was like, "Oh, there are many." I said, "Okay, go and do a video of the pond and let me see others in the pond." As we are speaking now, I've not seen any. Because people don't understand, there are things you use to know the age of fish. If you are a good catfish farmer and you study this business with some time, there are things you will see, you will know the age of a fish. You know the likable age. You may not be very sure, but you know the likable age. And one is the skull. The skull of a fish, no matter how you hide it, when the fish is getting older, the skull is getting flat and expanded. But when the fish is young, the skull is always small and from. But people don't know that. So when you send me videos, I look at some certain things to be able to analyze if what you're saying is correct. Now, this guy, when he was about to finish service, he sent me a message that, oh, he wants to start catfish because we all know that the country is not smiling at all. So I encouraged him. When he stocked the fish, I knew about it. So he sent me the video. I said, please assess my fish. And I asked him put it on the scale and everything before I posted those things. But for some reasons, people believe that it's not correct. Now, one of the major factors why you will never believe when somebody posts his video, and maybe I tell you that I verified the video, is that you have constantly refused to switch from what you think you know that is not giving you result to what is an established principle of the business. This particular issue, look, I have English word says you cannot keep doing something over and over again and expect to get a different result. What it simply means is that if Martin, good evening, I hail. If you are doing a particular thing every time, there's no way your result will change. But when you decide to hear and try something new, you're going to get a good result. Now, like I said, I'm going to post a video on Monday. That video is someone that just harvested and the fishes were not good. He spent about 430 something thousand, and after sales, he got about 420 something thousand. So he had a shortage of less than 20,000. So he was telling me that he learned his lessons and everything. But when I looked at the fish, one of the first problem the fish had was you look at it, you see that there was a problem with the feeding because you see some that are so big and some are so small. Now, if you don't understand this, on all my pages, I have it. Your best feeding sizes. This is one of the things that will make you to fail in this business. Look, some people believe that if you are selling fish by 4 months, you are also supposed to use 12 by 4 months before sales, that it will make the fish to be big. Is a lie. All the fish feed sizes that you see, they are done by nutritionists who calculate the age, calculate the body weight a fish is expected to be at a time, then now compose it to the feed sizes. So what it simply means is that a small fish cannot eat very large size of feed. And each of these feed actually has its own nutrition. So as the fish is getting older, they reduce the protein content of the fish, the feed, and they increase the energy content and the roughages. Then when the fish is getting very big, they reduce the energy content of the feed and increase the roughages. Roughages is just to maintain a balance in the feed that these fishes are eating. But some of us will just think that, oh, what people do is that they gather these things together, they grind it, and it becomes feed. It's not. Many people have always asked me formula. I do not do my own feed. Not that I cannot do it, but I know the stress involved, and I know the secret that if you want your feed to be cheap, you have to cut corners. And I'm not ready to cut corners. If you go and check from today, go and find out big farms. Mostly all big farms do not do their own feed. Forget what people come online to post, say, come and buy my own feed. You find out that even some people that tell you to buy their own personal feed do not use that feed in their farm. When you ask them, they say, we want to maintain our customers. What are you talking about? You want to maintain our customers, you don't want to maintain your own fish. People should be careful. Be careful. You see, I don't undermine anybody's business, and I would never for any reason castigate any of your business. But the truth is that most big farms will never mill the feed because one is that the problem of milling feed and you get bad result at the end of the day, it used to blow up people's mind. Imagine spending 20 million naira to do feed, and after you now realize that everything that they grinded for you was rubbish. How will you feel? So today, what I want every one of us to do is if you have any problem, just like we do, ask me these questions. I'm going to pick the questions and I will answer. And I will try to run through how you get a successful result from catfish farming. So if you have any question you want to ask me when I'm talking, just ask it so that I will always pause to answer your question. Now, someone here is saying, you said that the white tank is maximum of 50 fish at 1 kg, but you recommended 11 catfish per square meter in a pond. Me, you see, let's not dispute what you think. Oh, I have never sat down with you or with anybody to recommend any square meter. I have never done that. I have never done that. You see, these are the reasons why when people say, oh, give us a standard formula, I said I cannot because of issues like this. I have never recommended anything like that. And as a matter of fact, I will never do that. I have given a simple reason for this. So no matter how, the stories come, I will still not do any recommendation. you have your pond and you want to use your pond for catfish farming, all you will do for me is measure the length, measure the breadth, and measure the height of the pond. Send it to me. I will just tell me what this is my size, and I will recommend for you what will be the best stocking density of that pond. Remember, my recommendation is just what me I recommend. The final usage is up to you. So there was no time that I recommended any passphere I did not do. Good. If you want to find out, okay, maybe why I'm saying the square of whatever for the white tank, I have just told you based on the size of the white tank. I did not give that explanation based on the quantity of water in the 1,000 liters because this is what people think of. That's not what I use. Oh, I don't do like that. And any recommendation I do, I always tell you is at least 3 feet water height. So even if it's more than that, I've always said catfishes are not deep swimmers. So some people will tell me, oh, they have 5,000, 5 feet water height. That doesn't make anything. What your catfish needs is standard 3 feet water high. So anything more than that, it's okay. But when it's too much, it's a problem. So this one says, please, how do I master the sizes of feed to give my fishes? Now, just like what I was saying, sizes of feed, I actually have it. If you just type best feed sizes on YouTube, just on my page, you just click on the videos, just type best feed sizes, it will come out. Just scroll down, you will see it. But then again, we can still discuss it here. Now, I can do that so that if you want to write it down, you write it down. But if anytime you forget, just get to my YouTube, go to my videos, click on the videos. Just look all through those videos. You will see best feed sizes. You don't need to watch all the videos. Just see best feed sizes. Go to that one. Everything I explained it bit by bit. Then say, please, how long is it appropriate to feed 2 mm? Okay, let's talk about this. Now, if you want to get the best results, if you want to get the best results on your catfish, you see, what I normally do because what I always say here is what I do and I achieve my result. And you can go through my YouTube and see my result, or even my Facebook, my results are there, or even on TikTok, my results are there, or even on Instagram, these results I'm talking about, they are there. Now, when you stock your catfish, because most juvenile will not be the same size. This is what people ask me every time. What is the standard? There's no standard size of juvenile. Some people may say it's 11 cm. Okay, oh, and I have given the reason why there's no standard size of juvenile. The reason is simple. When someone hashes fish, from that day they hash the fish to 8 weeks is juvenile size. Now, because of the economic situation, some people sell juvenile as at today, 65 naira per juvenile. Some sell 70 naira per juvenile. Some sell 75. Some sell 55 and some sell 50. This is the reality of our economic situation today. Some people may say, is it not ordinary fish? That's the reason why many people that ask me that they want to start hashing, I always tell them to go and stay with somebody hashing for at least 1 month to learn. Reason is that hashing is not what people show you on the internet that you just inject and hash. That's a lie, you. The room you condition for your hashing, most people run their generator 24 hours during the hashing period to make sure that the water recycle system doesn't affect the fish they will get. Because this is where the first problem starts. If you don't do that and your water purification system is down, your egg that you hatch may develop mold, which will now produce you runts and some bad fish at the end of the day. You get it? I'm not saying this so that you now go to somebody hashing and say, let me see your generator. No, 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 no. I'm just telling you some of the things that make prices of hashing to be different. So you know the current price of fuel now, and you know what it means to run 12 hours fuel, or some people run 18 to 24 hours. So you now put all these factors together. So, like I was saying, some juvenile may be 8 weeks from hatching. Now, what some people do is that they know that these prices are much. So what they do is that they don't get to 8 weeks. Now, when you call and say, I want to buy fish, if the guy is telling you that it's 70 bucks and you are pricing for 55, what he may simply do is to go and give you 5 weeks old fish as juvenile. I'm not justifying what they are doing, but most of the times we make them do this. They want to sell. Now, when you now You just say a lot of rubbish that you are price here, and the person offers you the price. The fishes are still good, but they are not of age. That's just the difference. So you buy this fish, and then because I cannot guarantee what people are selling, you get it? So what I always recommend is when you buy your fishes as juvenile, not as fingerlings. If it's as fingerlings, start with 1.5. But as juvenile, start with 1.8. Now, another reason why you start with 1.8 is that inside the juvenile you bought, some may not be as the same length with others. So when you buy 1.8, give them for at least, I normally do mine 2 weeks, but economic situation, 1.8 is expensive. So you can give it to the fishes for just 1 week. But normally you can go to 2 weeks. So let's say you are doing 2 weeks. So after 2 weeks, you buy your 2 mm. Now, these are not places people used to have questions. They call me, they say, oh, what type of 2 mm? Look, I do not market any feed for anybody, but I recommend. What I normally do is that when I switch to the 2 mm, I normally use foreign feed. Reason, because I always have to give you reason for you to understand. The reason why I use foreign feed is that any feed you buy, always go to where they put the content, the nutritional composition of the feed. You see composition, feed composition. Foreign feed are higher in protein than our local feed. I don't mean individual local feed, I mean company manufactured local feed like the Blue Crown and others. So because the protein is higher, I will buy the foreign. Yes, you may say the price of the foreign is also way too high. Good and fine. So that's why I substitute with the foreign. Now, some of us we can use foreign for another, making it 1 month. Use 2 weeks, put your foreign. You can use foreign for another 2 weeks, making 1 month, or use your foreign for 1 month. Depends on you. Whatever works for you. Remember, your catfishes are not yet up to 2 months. Then the next thing you will do is to buy a locally produced company feed. Don't get me wrong here. Locally produced company feed, we have many of them. We have Blue Crown, we have Eco Float, we have Top, and many other feeds like that. They are all locally produced. So switch to the 2 mm to continue from where your foreign one stopped. Continue feeding your fishes with that same 2 mm. I know 2 mm is expensive, but the reason why you are using 2 mm is for speed, for the growth to speed up. Don't worry, it's expensive, but that's the reason why you should always ask before starting. How much do you think I will spend on so number of fishes? So you ask people that question to have an idea how many bags of feed. When you ask me, I will give you bags of feed. So you just go to market and price bag of feed, multiply into the number, you will have an idea of where you are going. Now, when you now keep on feeding with 2 mm, on the first day of their third month, so that we don't make a mistake, on the day your fishes clock 3 months, that first day that they are clocking 3 months, switch to 3 mm. Some may say, oh, we want to switch to 4 mm. The reason why you are switching to 3 mm is that it is also believed that you have some slow eaters. So by that time, they are still small. So, but you still want to boost them up. There is just a slight difference in the composition of your 3 mm and 2 mm. The protein is reduced, but not that down. So you switch to 3 mm for 1 month. So the 3 mm will help those small ones and everyone come up. Because some of us don't understand. You think that we just manufacture these sizes of feed and start giving. No, it has a procedure. Now, on the first day of the fourth month, you switch to 4 mm. Now you'll be thinking, oh, I want to sell my fish by 4 months. Am I not going to give 6 mm? Am I not going to give 9 mm? You don't need to give 6 mm and 9 mm if you're selling your fishes at 4 months. It's not the point. Now, because some of us want to, so we don't want to wait. What happens is that when your fishes are 4.5 months, you don't want to wait. You can sort your fishes. Those very big ones, there are these ones that by that time, if you have been feeding very well, oh, not when you are managing feed, you have been feeding very well. So by your 4.5 months, those very big ones, sort them, switch those ones to 6 mm, maintain the other ones at their 4 mm. On the first day of their fifth month, those other ones, switch them also to 6 mm. That is how you keep going. Don't rush to go to 9 mm when they are 5 months. You don't need to rush. Wait. If you are going far away, when they get to 6 months, you can now go to 9 mm. Now, if what I have said now is not clear, you can still, ask me on the comment section. I will still be able to answer that. But this is how your feed sizes will go with you. There's no point you rushing. The video I'm going to post on Monday, without being told, one of the problems that fish had was the sizes at which they were eating. And people don't know when sizes of feed used to affect. It won't affect you as you're feeding. That's what people don't know. You see, catfish business, the good thing about catfish business is that it's not a business that you need to argue. That's why I don't argue with anybody. For one, I'm not the person who is going to lose money. Never. I won't lose money because you want to do what you want to do in your pond. I will not. So I don't need to argue with you. So anything you want to do is just your personal choice. But mine is that I will correct you and tell you that this is what you will do to make the best out of the business. But whatever you do after that is entirely your own problem. Now, the problem about catfish is that when you make mistake, if the fishes don't die as a result of the mistake, because they will only die if the water is contaminated. But if you're giving them bigger size of feed, they will not die. But the problem will now wait for you at your selling point. If you're using eating pond, it's even the worst. Why? Your fishes, when you feed them and they're not eating, those feed will just go down, dissolve, and mix with the earth water. You will never see that. But the time you want to sell, you now see very, very small fishes. And some people will tell you that, oh, eating pond, don't worry about the feed. That even if you don't feed them, they have something they eat. They don't actually have any single thing they eat when you are not feeding them while on the eating pond. They don't have. Because the only time there may be anything for them to eat is the first time you stocked them. That is when the pond is still fresh to them. They'll just move around and eat whatever they can, and that's it. After that, they don't have any other thing to eat because the thing cannot come up when they are there. They keep eating it. So that's the problem. So when you are trying to explain and people want to make that mistake, yeah, make the mistake. So on the day you are selling, this is when you now understand. And most of our buyers, just like what happened to this person I'm talking about, most of our buyers, when they come to your pond, they look at your pond and your fishes did not do exactly well, they will price you rubbish. Example, if they are selling 1 kilo for 3,000 and buyers come to your pond and they want to buy 1 kg of fish and they look at the pond and discover that your fish sizes are up, down, some of them may even price you 2,000 because now what they see in you is frustration. Because you at this point, you are just seeing what your fishes have done. So you are just seeing that result. Now, when they now price you this rubbish, you will be in a haste to sell and just leave that particular set. You will just tell yourself, see, let me sell this fish, let them go so that I will start another one. That is when the buyers make much money because now they've underpriced you and now you're already frustrated because the result you hope, you know, imagine somebody is telling you now that, hey, if you put 1 million naira in fish, you're going to make 1.5 million as profit minus 1 million you made. That's 2.5. And on the day you are selling, you are now seeing that what you're going to make here will not even be up to 600,000. You see that you are already frustrated. Now, what you do is, I beg, let me sell this thing and just don't kill myself. I will start again. You see, now the people that are going to benefit is your buyers because they have nothing to lose. So they buy whatever you bring and they go and sell and make their money. That's why it's good to always listen. If something is not working, change it and get a better result. Now, let me answer one or two questions before I continue. So, how do I've talked about this? And I have another set of floating feed. Floating what? I have another floating and standing straight. What are the costs? I only got 20 pieces to check, but they have 300 on the way. I can't understand that question. 13 by 11 by 4. Okay, this one is asking me 13 feet by 11 feet by 4 feet high. So, like I always say, we work with 3 feet water height. So 13 by 11 by 3 feet water high. The best result to take you even up to 2 kg, stock 160 fishes. It will take you to 2 kg with very wonderful result and less stress. But again, like I said, it depends on you. Yes. So this is how your fish feed controls what you are doing. You see, most of us may not like it, but that's just the truth. And I want to say this, I've always said it. If you are planning to make very big money in catfish farming, the catfish, catfish farming, we have different types of catfish farming. We have people that their own is to sell fresh. So they sell fresh fish. You get it? I sell fresh fish. We have people that sell fresh fish. Then we have people that sell smoking size fish. We call it melange. And we have catfish farmers that actually now smoke the fish themselves and sell. Among these three, I always advise people before you decide on any of the three, kindly find out what moves in your location. Find out what people, buy most in your location. So find out about that one. So you now decide. Now, when you decide among this stuff now, the one that gives you the highest profit, this thing I'm going to say now, please do not jump into it without making your research. The reason why I'm saying it is that some of us, you will just hear, something like just pass like breeze. You just heard it like breeze. Bam! You've gone to do it. Then when issues come, you say, but you didn't explain it. So kindly listen to what I'm explaining. Among these three, the one that gives you the highest result, if you are the one doing it, is the live fish, the fresh fish. But like I said, find out what works in your area. Now, in fresh fish, the one that gives you the highest profit is big size fish. I will explain it. The more your fishes get big, that is the more you make profit. The more your fishes get big. Because it gets to a time that your fishes will not even consume more, but they will be so big. That you feed them small, but the conversion rate, you now see them, they are getting so much big. So that time you make more money. And that's when I'm talking about 2 point something kg. But again, if you are selling fresh fish and you're selling anything from 1 kg above, you are making so much money more than somebody who is selling below 1 kg. Just kindly listen to these things I'm saying very well so that you get all the points. Anyone you are confused about, kindly ask me. Now, I always say, if you find out in your area and they said they want to be buying 1 kg fish from you, target to sell 1.2. That 0.2 is your extra profit. On the 1 kg, you're making money. But on the 0.2, that is the jara on the business. So, like I said, the bigger the fish, the more money you make. If a fish is weighing 4 kg, I can tell you that the 3 kg inside that, the 2.5 kg inside that 4 kg is your profit. The 1.5 will be your feeding. These are things that we have seen over time. And so if your fish is even weighing 2 point something, you discover that you use less than 2 kg to have fed that fish to that level. So if you are now doing, for some people in their places, they don't buy big fish. When I mean big fish, I mean from 1 kg and above. So what they buy there is what we call melange. Thank you, fella, for the flower. I so much appreciate. Thank you for the rose. Thanks a lot. So what they buy is below 1 kg. Below 1 kg is the one we call melange. They are below 1 kg. Now, listen very carefully here. If you want to make money from below 1 kg fish, kindly try to process this fish yourself. But for some reasons, you don't have time to do the processing yourself. Target to sell 700 grams and above. 700, 800 grams, it will pay you. Now, the trick here is that the malams will come to you and tell you that what they want to buy is 250 grams, 300 grams. I'm telling you, if you sell to them 200 grams, 300 grams, you're not making profit. Anything below 500 grams is a loss. This is something I have done this many times and it doesn't lead anywhere. You see that it just changed money, color of money. That's what it just did. So if the malams are disturbing you that they want to buy it, look, you are not working for people. What you will do is, if your place that what people demand most from you is less than 1 kg, and you get to the less than 1 kg, they are demanding, no, we don't want it. We want fishes that are below 500 grams. Please kindly find out where they sell that fish. You don't need to ask them. You need to do your own investigation and find out people that buy that small fish for them. Because what they do is that they are going to go and smoke the fish and sell. Smoke that fish yourself. So what you have done is you produce those fishes that are not that big, 400 gram, 300 gram, smoke it yourself and go and sell yourself. But if you sell to their bokies, to malams that are, because their job, they are middlemen, if you sell to them fishes of 250 gram, 300 gram, 400 gram, you make loss. If you sell fishes to them of 500 gram, you just change your money. But if you sell to them fishes of 700 gram, you make little profit. And if they say they will not buy the 700 gram, I am telling you, if they don't want to buy it, leave it in the pond until you get to 1 kg. Look for buyers. You get it sold. That's the reason why before you stock, kindly go out and make your market research. Find out what people are buying. Do not base on your finding on only one person. Somebody will just send me a message. I don't have buyers. I asked him, where have you gone to look for buyers? He said, somebody said it's coming. And you are sitting down and you don't have buyers. So wake up. It is only when you wake up and now get buyers, and buyers now get to understand the type of things that you have. That is when you sit down. As of today is when I see people that I don't know before. Maybe buyers I don't know before. I just see them around. I ask them that, oh, me, they get fish every time. Oh. How do you buy? We talk. If not, I don't worry myself because already I have buyers and I know time they come and I know what they want. And they also know what I can produce. Follow Rick to teach more. Follow Rick to teach more to and give feed formula to make feed. So I try to reach them. They are good with life teaching. uh, why should I be the one going to teach them on how to do that and they are good with life teaching? If they reach out to me, we can work it out. But me, I'm not really in the party of following people. Reasons why I don't do all these joint things about following people to do anything that at the end of the day, what do I stand to get from it? Nothing. Then people will now say that I said this because they see me in that platform. And when things go wrong, the thing will come back to me. So that's the reason why you see that most times I don't do all this join and do this. I don't like doing it. So if they reach out to me, then we have an agreement that okay, maybe I will talk on this and they talk on this, and I know that this is exactly what I did and this is exactly what I said. So that if there's any back thing on it, I will know that no, this is what I did and this is what I did not do. I'm always trying to be careful about tomorrow. That's why you see that till date, I don't have anything that anybody will say that he heard from me. Nah. I mean, some of my fishes are floating and some are standing straight. What is the cause? The reason why, the reason why you get to your pond and you see some of your fishes, they are flowing very, they are, playing very well. Why some are standing? I've tried to explain this many times. If it's even on a video there. Now, when you see your fishes in standing position, likely cause is the water pH. Now, if the water pH of your pond is not good for your fishes, they will always stand. But then again, when do they stand? If they stand before eating, that is when you know that the issue may be contaminated water, low oxygen in water as a result of high pH level in the water. That is why you see them standing. So what you do is that you test the water for the pH level. And if you are so confident that your pH level is okay, change the water. That means your water is dirty. Change it. And after changing it and they are still doing it, it means that the water pH is bad. So what you do is you go and test for the water pH. When you test for the water pH and you see that it's not okay, or send me the detail, I will tell you whether it's okay or not. Then you go and look for another water source. Truth is that you can't fight your water. You can't fight your water. If your water source is bad, and like I told somebody last time, go and put baking powder. But the fact is that when you do it at that time, it may reduce it at that time, but it's not sustainable because every day that water will still drop. So how do you fight it? It's just like you fighting the oxygen you breathe. It's not going to work. So there could be mistakes, there could be error that may be fatal. So the best thing you do, for me, I always say this: relocate that business to another place and then have peace of mind. At the end of the day, what we are looking for is profit. So if any mistake that will cost you your profit, why then do you need to do it? You don't need it, so that you just be free from any problem. So Madam Beatrice is asking, before feed became very expensive about 6 years ago, how many months did you feed your fishes with? Oh, I fed them in 2 months now. Yes, that time I used to feed my fishes complete 2 months. They are eating foreign feed. Complete 2 months before I switch. But like you said, reality always makes you to adjust. So reality is also on me because at the end of the day, I need profit. I don't need just to raise my fish because buyers. I don't do those type of things. So Precious Son is asking me 15 by 15 by 4. Best number of fishes to stock in it. Okay. 15 by 15 by 4. Yeah, stock a maximum of 200 and 250 catfishes at 3 feet water high for the best results. It will come out nice. You will like it. So let me talk about happy weekend. Is there anything wrong if catfish pond is under a roof? I have said this many times. Um, what was it saying? Sorry, please, 1 minute. Say, I have one fish. How many times is best to feed them daily? Once or twice. Please feed your fishes at least 2 times every day. They are 4 months and 1 week. It doesn't matter. Even when your fishes are 9 months, feed them 2 times. Well, what will happen is that if they eat very well in the morning, in the afternoon, they will eat little. But that feed them twice so that they would always eat. The more they eat, that's the more they convert it to energy. Anybody that tells you that once feeding is a lie because it is what they eat that they convert to energy. So if they eat once, they convert energy once. And let me tell you, like I've said this thing before, if somebody is feeding his fishes 3 times a day and the catfishes are actually eating, you can feed by 7 in the morning, around 4:30 you feed, and you can feed by 11 p.m. And each time you are feeding, if you want to do this thing I'm saying now, use spot feeding. No, don't broadcast, use spot feeding. Spot feeding is when you are using a particular spot to feed so that you will know if they are eating. So if you are doing that and those fishes are eating every time you pour the feed, you are seeing them that they are eating every time you pour the feed. Let me give you what will happen. If you are supposed to get your fishes to 1 kg at 4 months, I'm telling you that when these fishes are 3 months, if you weigh them, they would have surpassed what you are supposed to get at 4 months. Because what you did was the food you are supposed to give them front, you brought it forward. So as long as they are eating it, they are converting it to energy. So they are gaining weight. And like some people don't understand, if you want to sell fish, it's not the number of months that you sell in fish. This is something you have to get this thing right. It's not the number of months that your fishes are, it's what you sell. No, what you sell is the kg of your fish. So what it simply means is that, like I always say, before you stock any fish, if you want to make it big in this business, before you stock, always try to have a plan. For instance, now I'm trying to stock fish now. I've met my customers, talked to customers and everything. Now I want to stock, but now I have a plan. What is my plan? I want to sell when my fishes get to 2 kg. So this is my plan. So now everything is okay. My pond, my feed, everything is okay. I start feeding. I'm feeding my fishes very well. They are eating. When these fishes get to 5 months, I decide to test weigh. Now, by the time I test weigh means you weighing your fishes randomly. And now test weigh, and I see that my fishes are already 2 point something kg. Remember, I'm giving an example. So what I do at that period, I say, okay, let me sort this fish to be sure of what I'm seeing. I sort this fish, and I discovered that when I was sorting the fishes, I have like 80% of them are already 2 point something kg. You don't need to keep waiting to 6 months to sell it when they have already gotten to what you wanted. So what you do is you call your buyers and say, oh, my fishes, they are now the 2 kg that I want to sell. Come and buy. So they are now buying it at that 5 months. So because some people always believe that, oh, I want to sell my fish at 6 months. What is your target selling at 6 months? Are you planning to sell 500 gram at 6 months? What are you planning? This is where many of us get it wrong. And unfortunately, Prince, I appreciate. Thanks very much for the likes. Thanks so much. I appreciate that. So this is where we get it wrong. What are you doing? Always have target, always have plan, always have an idea of what you want to do. So you can even say, I want to do 3 kg. And maybe somebody has told you before that it's at 7 months they get to 3 kg. And you achieve that at 6 months because you were feeding your fishes constantly. They were eating, and you are sure they were eating. You test where you have gotten your result, then sell it. There's no point you keep on waiting again because that's why when some people tell me, I want to raise my fish to 6 months. I ask them, what is your target weight? Some don't even know the target weight. Somebody told me that by 6 months my fishes will be big. Are you kidding me? If you want to sell, will you tell your buyers that somebody told me that I should sell my fishes at 6 months? No. What your buyers will ask you is, what is the size of your fish? It's what they want to buy, not what somebody told you. Or imagine now, some people want to buy your fish. I tell them, hey, do you know that my fishes are 9 months, so you cannot buy it at so price? Are you for real? Oh, what the buyer is interested in is what kg is this your fish? Then some buyers may now go forward to ask you, by the way, how many months did you raise the fish? Because some people, most times, this question flies in when they look at your fish and the fish looks older than what you are telling them. Maybe people come to buy your fish and they look at the fish and they see that these fishes you are selling on 1 kg. You are telling them that the fishes are already 7 months and they are 1 kg. They know that there's a problem. You didn't feed them very well. So some buyers, when they ask you, they will just shake their head and they know you're already on loss. They will now help you to fine-tune your loss by down pricing you because they know that at that point you're already frustrated. So, sorry, Joe. I have to because that message was going out. That was the reason why I had to like answer the message. So you're asking me if there's anything bad in having roof on over your fishes. Like I said, I've said this thing before. If you want to have your catfishes, some people actually put roof, but most times contractors make you to do that. It's not necessary. Now, if you must put a roof, go and use asbestos. That's the best. Don't use our normal zinc. If you use the normal zinc to do your catfishes, you are not helping that catfish. The reason is that that one attracts sun. So under it will always be hot. Now, if you have roof already, try to make openings around it. Let it not be inside an enclosed room. The reason is your fishes actually need the sunlight to grow better. So, but if there's no sunlight, they can't grow very well. So they need it. They need the sunlight. So that's why I said, if you already had a roof on top, don't bother with removing it. But let there be express entry where sun can still come in. That will make your fishes to grow well. But if you just cover all of them inside, your fishes will not grow well. I see where people spend millions building halls to do catfish. It doesn't work like that. The truth is that the pattern of all those things, they use it for all these special fishes that they put inside the aquarium. Now, what people don't tell you is that those fishes that they put in aquarium, that you see that they build in whole shape of, I wish I can get where I will go and get videos of it so that I would like to visit one of those places so that I get the video and I'll be able to explain this thing better so that people can understand these things very well. So When you build the hall and you put those kind of special fishes, the prices are not like our catfish. Oh. They are quite expensive, and each of the pond that has this thing have an aerator, and they have something they use to clone sunlight that actually. So when you go there, you see that there's always light on the fishes, just like it cloning the sun to give those fishes the same thing, the same condition that they will get outside. But you are just raising catfish and you just build a hall and put your this thing, no aerator, nothing to clone the sunshine, nothing for oxygen, and you expect the fishes to do very well. Like I said, most people that do it, they are contractors. But excuse me, it's their business. And if you can be able to pay, it's fine. So say, I want to invest in catfish. I need guidelines. Ah, guidelines are there. You're on my Facebook. Go back, go if you can, go to my YouTube. Let us run LETUSFARM. If you go there, just click on video. Go down the video, you will see how to start catfish farming. Just everything about catfish farming is there. But anything that is confusing you, just ask me the question anywhere. I will come there and I will explain to you any of the topic there. Even if the question is not under that particular topic, ask it and I will explain it. So, yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. So, teach us how to smoke fish. Smoking fish, the issue about smoking fish is that we have methods of smoking fish. We have the oven method. Please, the skirting feed, a foreign feed. We have skirting essential and we have the ordinary skirting. So what it simply means is that we have the skirting that is done in Nigeria and we have the foreign skirting. Any of the skirting you want to buy, look at the back. Their make will be there. I may tell you now that skirting essential is the one that they do in Nigeria. But you may go there and discover no, that this one is a foreign one. So please, so that I don't confuse you, when you get to the bag of skirting, look at the back. They will write you where it is made. Even if you can, if you cannot still identify it, send me the picture of it. I will tell you if it's the local. So we have skirting essential and we have the normal skirting. So just send me, I will show you. But it's there on it, no problem. So, like I was talking about smoking fish. So we have methods of smoking fish. We have the one that use the industrial oven. So in this industrial oven, we still have two types. We have the one that they put the charcoal inside, and we have the one they use gas burner. Whichever one you choose is fine. Now, before you smoke, find out the type of smoking fish that people want. We have two types of smoking fish. We have the one that they cut the fish, that's you cut the head, cut the center and the tail. And we have the one that they just round the fish, put that thing they get it from palm front. They bring it just they make it to be like this, like a stick, just put it from the tail to the head, so it will not make the fish to be round. Some people do it because they are fanciful and that's what their customers want. Place it in the oven at a normal room temperature, and then always check your oven to see when they are dry. But then this is a method that people use. If you want to do this type, I said that the fish should be round, you don't actually need to kill the fish. No, what they do is you bring all the fish that you want to use, put it in a bath, pour salt. It's salt they use in killing those fishes. They don't want to hit the fish on the head so that they don't have tear, they don't have any breakage of body. So they pour salt on the fish. That's why I tell people that I don't like people using salt to treat fish. Reason is that any mistake you do, your fish will die. Unfortunately, if it dies, you can't resurrect it back. So they use salt, then they some go ahead to put ingredients, like add maggi, pepper, just to make it have taste. Then when you do that, make sure the fishes are not inside water. You see them turning the fish before you know the fishes are all dead. So when they are dead, some people will open it up and remove the intestine, but some people don't. Yes, some people don't. Some people do it like that. But the best way is you open the center, remove the intestine, then place it the way you want and load it in the oven. Depending on how dry you want the fish to be, before you do all these things, actually know exactly what you want. You can go and buy one, put it and see how it is. Is it very dry to your taste? Is it not very dry? So you see it and know exactly what you want to do. So by the time you do it, that's how you prepare your fish. So now, if you cannot go through this process, like you don't have money to buy the industrial oven, you don't have money to do all these things, the best thing you will do is simple. Go to the market, locate anywhere they sell smoked fish, meet the women there, and talk to them that you will have fish that you want them to come and help you smoke. These women will follow you, they will do it for you, you pay them money. So all you need to do is buy firewood for them, they will come and smoke it for you. Like myself, 2015. That was 2015. I think 2015 or so. That 2015 or 2016. So there was a flood, very heavy flood in Ondo town then. Very heavy. The then governor of Ondo State, that's Mimiko, the wife actually lost some of their fishes then because she used to have fish pond then. It was a big loss. So she lost heavy then. So this flood in Ondo town affected many people. My farm was not spared. I had a farm then that used to be very close. Not that it's that close. Oh. No, it's not. It's the distance between where we have the waterway to my farm then used to be around 100 feet. So most times water never entered my farm, and I had this mountain that I loaded, mountain of sacks that it does. But that year we had, it was very heavy flood. So one of my ponds, just one, was affected. The pond broke down, and luckily I was there when this thing I got there. So I got people to help me. We did a lot of things to stop the fishes from going. But one thing I will tell you is that if there is flood, there is every chance you will lose almost all your fishes. So you may be lucky if you are there to still capture some. I was lucky that day I was there, so I was able to catch some. So those ones I was able to catch, what I did, because like I said, I don't do smoke fish. So I was just like confused as any other person, losing money. Then you now have this fish. What do you do? So what I did that time, there was this woman, the husband is a police officer. So she used to smoke fish in the market. So I called her and told her that, hey, see what I have now. So what do we do? So we counted the fishes, counted all the fishes that had the issue. I gave it to her. Then she asked me money for firewood. I gave her. So she smoked the fish. After smoking it, it took her about 2 days to do the smoking. Then she brought it back to me and I paid her. So I didn't have oven, but I did it then because that was the only solution I had. Because when such things happen, there is likable chances that if you reintroduce those fishes to the water, they may die. Because when flood comes, it carries a lot of things from other places, then load it into your pond. So automatically the fishes actually swim in this contamination. So I didn't want to take chances of like, oh, let me leave it back into the pond and you now start seeing them die, and these fishes were already very big then. So that's how I did it. So if you don't have money for oven, fine, you can go to market, source for people that do small fish. They will do it for you, and you just pay. Like I said, you just pay them an agreed fee, and everybody will be happy. So that's how I do it. But remember, any of these things before you do anyone, kindly find out where you're going to sell, how much they are buying. We guide you. So this one said, "Can I use drum to stock 300 pieces?" Come on, which question is this one? Ah, what is drum? If it's this normal drum they use in the house, the blue drum, all those drum, you cannot even use it to stock 2 pieces. Not talk of 300 pieces. It's not a good this thing for stocking fish. One is metal. Metal, any metal of such, any metal is not a good pond. Please. If you have only metal tanks in your house, don't use it to stock fish. Oh. It's not good. The reason is that metal is not a good conductor. One, if the place is hot, the whole pond will look like oven. If the place is cold, the whole pond will look like Iceland. So it's very, very terrible. So you cannot use it to stock your fish, please. If that is what you're asking me, please don't use tank. Don't use tank to do that. It will not be good. The result will be bad. You won't like it, please. I want to start 1,000 catfishes. What the size of tarpaulin should I buy? How many should I buy in case of sorting? Thanks and God bless. Also cover our leaves open to sun. You can leave it open to sun. There's no problem. But make sure that the ponds are at least 3 feet high. Now, on my YouTube page, I have a place I discuss what you need to stock 1,000 fishes. What you need is I discuss both the feed, I discuss both the pond, I discuss everything. But mind you, it all depends on what you want to achieve. If you want to achieve it 1 kg and above, I hope you know how much you are going to budget. So I will advise you still check it out and read about it. But then again, I will start with telling you, if you want to use 2 ponds, you go for 20 by 25 by 4 feet, so that the water level will be 3 feet high, 2 ponds. But then again, you can use up to 3 or 4 ponds, so that um you will be able to get it. So check that place. I actually discussed everything about 1,000. If you have any question on it after going through it, just drop your question on that topic and I will come there and I will reply you anytime. So that's it. So yeah, how many months does it take to raise fish to 5 kg under ideal condition? Also, what scenario would you refer to ideal condition? This is very funny. You asked me under ideal condition, and you asked me what scenario would I refer to ideal condition. Is this not funny? You are the one who said ideal condition, and you are still asking me what scenario will I call ideal condition. I mean, come on. If you are asking me, you are saying ideal condition, it means that you already have a scenario which is ideal condition. Anyway, let me just help you out. If you want to achieve, like I said, achieving 5 kg of fish, you can achieve that at between 8 to 10 months, depending on how you feed your fishes. Between 8 and 10 months, you can achieve 5 kg of fish. But then, if you believe that you are going to achieve 90% of your fish at 5 kg, may not be feasible. Reason is that your brood stock may not be the same for all your fishes, even if you are told you are buying it from the same source. This can be one of the reasons. Now, the ideal condition that can give all your fishes 5 kg, you can never achieve that. Why? That ideal condition can only be achieved in the lab. What do I mean by that? The perfect ideal scenario that can make all your fishes be the same kg is when you have the water temperature of the place regulated. That this is what is supposed to be at a particular situation, and there's nobody that is practicing external feeding and external catfish that can do. How many fishes is stable for 40 to by 25 feet 18 pond? 40, 20. Sorry, I'm coming on. 40, 20, 40. On that 18 pond, 900 will be perfect. 900 will give you a super result. So, an ideal situation is a lab situation. So, but then we'll move away from the lab situation. On a normal situation where you have everything working. Now, what will work for you here is one, the pond size you are using to stock your fish has to be correct. If it's not correct, it's not going to work. Number two, the water you are using in that pond, you have to always make it neat. Even if you're using 18 pond, you must have to change it at least once a month. If you don't do that, it's not going to work. You have to feed the fishes properly to be satisfied that each time you do it. If you are not going to do it, it's not going to work. You must not manage the type of feed you are giving them. That is, when you are supposed to give feed, you don't need to say, let me substitute. If you do it, it's not going to work. And mind you, don't go and bring a bad seed and hope to achieve such results. It's not going to work. So these are the situations that we make these things not to work. So, what is the lowest size of fish that is good for smoking? If you are smoking the fish by yourself, the lowest size of fish that you can smoke depends on where you are selling the fish. It's not me. That's the truth. So, like I said, online, I saw the one they did in Philippines. The fish they were selling there were very small, like this. I forgot there's probably one name like that. They mix it with flour, and people are eating it just like the way we eat our akara. That was what they did. And that fish, when I look at it, I know that fish will not be around 100 grams or 150 grams. Imagine if I tell you that the lowest will be 100 or 150 grams. What do you tell me? You know that I'll be talking nonsense. So the lowest gram of fish you can smoke yourself if you're doing it yourself, depending on where you want to sell. But if it is the one that you want to sell to people that buy much, like the malams and others that buy much, if you want to make profit, sell 700 grams. If they beg, 600 grams least. But once you go below that, you will make little or loss. Even with the 600 gram, you are making little profit. But if you just go below, you may not make any profit at all. You are just changing money. That's the only thing. I guess that answers your question. But if not, please, change it so that I will know. Win forever. Thank you very much. We shall always win forever. So yeah, thank you, GM. I see. I so much appreciate. So Martin said you got my questions wrong. I mean 100-liter rubber drum or bath can stop. Oh, God. Ah, go and read what you sent me before. Now you are now saying 100-liter rubber or drum or bath to stock 300 fishes. What do you want me to tell you? If I talk about this one now, you will say again that I'm wrong. 100 liter cannot stock anything. But if for some reasons you believe I'm wrong, what we do is take the picture of this 100-liter bath. Take the picture and send to me. Remember, 1,000-liter white tank will take only 50 fishes. So this 100 that you want to stock 300 fishes that you believe is correct, just take the picture or the video and send to me. My number is 081 353 48909. 081 353 48909. So when you send me, then I will now send you the picture of the 1,000 liter that can stock 50, so that we can, have a heart-to-heart understanding. So you may see if I'm wrong, or probably maybe you are making a mistake in what you are asking, because you have said the one. You don't have a big space. I know if you don't have a big space, I understand, but you cannot expand in a small space. You can't expand in a small space. This is something I want you to understand. But then again, it depends on you. It's not, don't mind what I'm saying. Don't mind it. You can. Mhm. Can I produce rich local feed 4 and feed my fishes till they get to 6 months? I have said it. If you want to produce 4 you can produce 4 You can produce rich 4 feed. You can produce 3 You can produce any But what you will do is, if you want to produce any of the feed yourself, simply go and buy. Like, you can get to where they sell the let's say you get to Blue Crown, you get to Top, you get all those feeds. So go to the back of the feed, you will see where they put composition. Composition means the ingredients they use in doing the feed. You see the percentages that are there. Write it down. Then go to the person that want to help you to mill the feed. Mill the feed means grinding and mixing everything together. You tell him that this is what you want to use. So they will give you the amount that you will use and give you how many kg that amount will mill. Divide it, then compare with the other one and see if the price is favorable to you or not. So it's all you can do it. There's no problem. So thank you very much. Fadal, thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate all of you. So whatever you see me doing here today, there's nothing. Some people used to ask me, why am I always coming online, or why do I do videos to teach people catfish? There's no point that I should be doing consultation and making money. Yeah, I like to make money, but like I always say, if something that can help you to succeed, I will do it. But whether you choose to do whatever I tell you to do, that's all for you. You get it? There are levels to. I once said something here. Somebody was asking me, I should give him a breakdown of the profit I make in the farm. Okay, it's very good. One day you also asked me to give you a breakdown of how I sleep and wake up. It's all good, but then again, that all these things, they don't actually dissuade what I want to do. I will always do it. So if you have any questions, bring the questions. I'm still here, so we'll still be able to help ourselves. Uh, personal information. The person that is flagging down you see, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Now because some of you don't know, as I'm doing this live video now, I'm also live on my TikTok. I don't know who in the TikTok is flagging down my video there, my live video, say for personal information. I don't have any personal information, so I don't even know what the person is flagging. So if the person keep flagging it, I don't care, because I don't have anything to lose or gain in the TikTok something. No, so whatever anybody is doing there, he should keep it up. That's his own problem. So please, let's get to what we are saying. 12 by 12. No, 12 by 12 is feet, not inches. Inches is very small. Oh. Any calculation I did here for people here is based on feet, please. Between Clarias and hybrid, which one is the best? I guess that's what you are asking me, Yakub. Clarias and hybrid. I have answered this question severally. Those two fishes, there's nothing like best in the two fishes. Listen, you may not believe what I'm going to tell you now, but I will still tell you. Uh, Catfish, Clarias, hybrid, both of them are excellent. But before you stock any one of them, kindly go and look for what your buyers actually buy. Now, the reason why many people go for hybrid is because in the long run, hybrid will pay you better. Please, if you don't understand this, ask me so that I will explain it well. When your Clarias gets to 7 months, most of them will have eggs. Buyers will not buy fish that have egg. It's a bad business for them. Because one, the fishes will have additional weight based on the egg. Two, when they sell it to restaurant owners and they cut the fish, the egg sac we give is already a minor. So they don't like it. So that's why most times when you have Clarias, 7 months you sell it. Because by 8 months, many of them will have eggs. Now, if you want to achieve very big weight, so you want to keep your fishes for a very long time, feeding them to give you that kind of massive weight you want, you will now go for hybrid. But if you are doing hybrid, the thing is that some of us don't understand simple calculation. I said this thing on Facebook, and some people, were busy arguing, but I never responded to any one of them because, like I said, I will not drag with you for anything. So when I tell you and you don't like it, it's okay. Do the one that pleases you. The result will never be my result. The result is your own result. Now, like I said on that particular information that people were dragging, I gave one example. So, apart from the issue of eggs, now I gave a small analogy. As of today, many people sell Clarias, $60, 65, 70, 75 for juvenile. But hybrid is 120. Now, some people think that the reason why hybrid is more expensive is because hybrid has the best result. No. The reason is that the process of breeding hybrid is more tasking than Clarias. If you are somebody that is hashing, if you hash Clarias everywhere, you get the Clarias. But hybrid, sometimes most of them die. The reason is that you are using two different species to hash hybrid. You are using the hetero and using the Clarias. It is the combination of these two that gives you hybrid. But when you are doing Clarias, you are just using only Clarias, the same family, but different farms. So Clarias, you hash it. So most times your success rate at hashing Clarias is mostly guaranteed than hashing hybrid. Sometimes something can just go wrong in the hybrid, it just die off. So because of all those processes, that's why your hybrid is more expensive. But some of us, we just think that it's because hybrid is better. That's why it's more expensive. But this one I explain now is the reason why it's more expensive. So I explained that now, if you are buying your Clarias at $60 for one, and you are selling hybrid at 120 for one at juvenile. Now, if you check the difference in these two prices now is $60, right? Okay. At 4 months, if you are feeding them in the same condition, the same pond size, the same feed size, and the same number, they will give you the same result at 4 months. They are giving you the same result. Now, let's say you stocked 1,000 and you paid extra 60 naira on top of 60 on the 1,000, and you are selling both of these fishes at 4 months. So what it simply means is that at 4 months, you have already lost 60,000 on your hybrid. If you're a good business person, you lost 60,000 on your hybrid at 4 months. Are you making profit? So assuming that if we do the business, everything, and we gain 100,000, If you add that 60,000 on top of 100,000, you know what it means? You've gained 160,000. This thing I just gave you is just an example of what happens. I know some people you may not still understand, but I just gave you an example of, when you buy this at juvenile. So there's no point spending more money on the hybrid if you did not plan to keep it for a very long time. So, but when you keep your hybrid for a very long time, that is when you now make that money back. Because that time, your Clarias will not be able to stay with you without having eggs, which is a bad market. But your hybrid that time will keep getting very big. The length will also getting, it will also that because the Clarias will get, the hybrid will get longer as it's now going and getting bigger. You get it? So this is the main thing. That's just the difference. Yeah, thank you very much. But if you are still doubting, I'm always ready to answer. But that's just the difference. So me, whenever I want to do all these things, I like to, take it beyond just raising the catfish, but the profit I'm going to make at the end of the business. Because look, I'm not raising catfish because I just want to play with the fish. No, I'm raising catfish because I want to make money. There are some people that raise catfish because they like playing with it, especially most of our retired parents. What they do is that they just have pond at the backyard. So what they do is in the evening, they just come to feed the fish. That noise is what they enjoy. So imagine you can't compare me with such person in that position because me, I need money. So I really care on what will happen. But people on that level, they don't care. What they care about is that they like the thing to be alive and play with it. Yeah, for you to discover good fingerlings, I have a video on YouTube where I talked about characteristics that make your juvenile qualities that make your juvenile and your fingerlings look good. But truth is that at fingerling level, it will be difficult for you to actually see those things because when your fishes is harsh, it looks like lime, so it keeps growing. So at fingerling, your fishes, some of the body features you can't see them. It's only that man or that woman that is selling the fish that is actually seeing it when they are counting. Because these fishes are very small like this. So that time you won't even see the eyes, you won't even see the head, you won't even see the tail. So it's that person that is counting that actually sees it, which you don't see. So that's why I always say you have to buy from a place you can trust. So if anything goes wrong, you know who to ask. This is just the plain truth. But for you, you can't see it. I'm not saying it because maybe I don't want you to see it. You cannot see it. That's the truth. One of the things that you will notice on those type of stuff is some of them may have bad eyes. The eyes may not open. Some of them, the whiskers may have been eaten off. Some of them, the tail may have been beaten off. Some may have crooked body. The body will just bend like this. You have the skeletal problem. These things were caused during the hatching time. So, but at that level, you may not be able to see it. So the only person that will see it is that person selling to you. So that's why the fingerling will be problem. But the best thing you can do for me, the best thing you can do is get someone that you can trust. So when you have somebody that you can trust that is doing it, the person will be able to say, this is it. Any problem, come back to me. So that's just the true position about it. I didn't see what you're asking on both. Oh, okay. Thank you very much. No problem. Anytime. Thank you very, very much. I'm happy that my explanations made your day. Thanks a lot. Any question, I'm ready, always willing to assist in the best possible way I can. So he said 5 months currently do not eat well, unlike before. What may be the cause? Now, if you are using a small pond, that's why when I tell people sizes that are best for them, they always tell me that their fish is small, that they have I remember I told somebody the number is supposed to put in the fish in the pond. So he was telling me in 2 months' time, he wants to get another pond. My problem is this. Most of us, we don't understand. I have said this thing before. If you want to do catfish business, example, and let me say they tell you that catfish will cost you 50,000 for your feeding. I'm giving an example, and you have just 10,000. Now, the remaining 40,000, maybe you are working, so you'll get the salary every month, sure, guaranteed. Then you do it. That's still okay. But if you have 10,000 and you hope that your uncle, your auntie is going to assist you with the balance, personally, I would advise you not to do it. Do the one that the 10,000 can accommodate. The reason is that if you are disappointed at that time, what are you going to do? My TikTok name, my YouTube name, my Instagram name is the same name on my Facebook. Let us farm. LETUSFARM. That's the same name on my TikTok. That's the same name on my YouTube. That's the same name on my Instagram. So that's just it. So so that's the thing. So now when I tell people, oh, that this pond we take 160 fishes, some say, hey, these fishes are too small. I want to put 500 there, and in 2 months' time, I want to separate it. I will always tell you that I have told you 160. Whatever you do is up to you. The reason is that I have seen situations that people want that after 2 weeks they will get pond, and the money they were expecting to get the pond never came. So what happens is that these fish are stuck with that one, and then by the time the pond comes, these fishes have already been stressed out. Pond that's supposed to come after 2 weeks of stocking now came 4 months after stocking. The fishes are already stressed out. You now separate them. You can't achieve the result again. Once your fishes are stressed out when they are small, it's always difficult, very, very difficult, nearly impossible for you to achieve the result you're supposed to achieve before. Any day, anytime, go and check it out. But that's the truth. So I always try to avoid situations that happen when these fishes are small. Now, you'll find fishes that is not eating very well. Go and check. It may have been that the pond they are now, their sizes are getting bigger than where they are. This can be one of the reasons. If you're on 18 pond, first thing you do in this situation is change the water in the pond. Give them fresh new water. Always top up their water anytime you discover that they are bad. But if you're on tarpaulin pond, make provision, try, plan to get another pond and reduce that number that is there. If you can do it, you will see that they will stop up your eating. The fact is that the fishes cannot talk, but already they are having problems where they are. So some you see, I used to try to uh, explain things with our everyday activity so that we can start to understand some of these things. Now, if you look at fish, they stay inside water, right? Inside the pond water. They are eating, they are passing out their waste. If I say waste, people don't understand the type of waste I'm talking about. They poo-poo, they wee-wee inside that same water. But most of these things come in the liquid form. So because these things happen in the liquid form, it contaminates the water. Now, remember that they are inside this pond and they open their mouth to eat. You get it? Now, if they open their mouth to eat, the dirty water in the pond will also enter this mouth. I don't know if you're following. So this dirty water will enter the mouth. So imagine if now you be the fish. Anytime you open mouth to eat, dirty water go enter your mouth. So you allow the one that is just breathing in and out to that one, make they do like that because you cannot do without breathing. But the eating, they will constantly open their mouth. So every time they want to eat, they will try to jump up, get the food before the water will enter their mouth. It reduces the amount of feeding that they do. If you can, this thing I just gave you now, if you can be able to picture it in your mind, that is the reason why most times your catfishes don't eat. It's either they're overstocked or the pond is dirty. So it's like a puzzle. How do you keep eating in a dirty environment? But then again, your catfish cannot tell you the reason why they're not eating. So it's left for you to try and figure it out. And how do you figure it out? You have to find a way to understand why they are not. So that's just the truth, and that's what happens. That's what makes them. They don't eat, but you may not know because, like I said, they cannot talk. So, but if we get all the parameters well, You do not overstock your pond. Your pond is neat. You change the water as at when due. You see that your fishes will keep growing. Even you, when you look at your pond like this, you will shake your head, say, "Man, money they come." But when your results are not encouraging, like I said, I will post the video on Monday. I know some people that will see the video, they will say, "Oh, this pond, this thing is good." But when you now read the write-up, you see that it's not that good. The owner told me, "Oh, he gave me an instance of how he lost money from the business." And when I looked at it, I saw, yes, you have some very big fishes and have many that are not big. And any catfish farmer, for you to be successful, you should always plan, that towards your sales, you should be looking at achieving uniformity in your fish. They cannot be the same size. So anybody that tells you that your catfish, all of them will be the same, is a lie. Like I see people, they say they want to, we'll be selling three for this. Catfish can never be the same size because all of them don't eat the same quantity of food at a time. And even if they do, their body doesn't convert it same rate. Why, after changing my water, some of my fishes may lay on their side? How do you know that your fishes are laying on their side? When you remove the water from the pond, they will be flat down on the this thing to lay now. So if you add water, that's when they start coming up. If they are laying on their side, it means that they are tired. They just have to take a rest. If it doesn't happen before you change water, don't worry yourself. They're just getting, sometimes when you are putting water in your pond, you watch, you see some catfish like this. From one point of the pond, they will just like swim, run to the other side of the pond. They will turn, run. You may think that the fish is mad. It's not mad. It's like they saw new life. They saw a new lease. They saw like something that is interesting them. So they are just like playing. So it's not bad. Just keep watch. Once the catfish, after some time, they stand up and start playing. Don't worry, they were just trying to exercise themselves. It was my first batch before I stock 150, and they are only 8 in number. It's not about being 8 in number. The question is, where did you put the 8? The condition of where they are is what used to. You know what? Send me the video. Send the video to my WhatsApp number, so that let's look at it and then let's see what happens. I heard we can use charcoal to balance water pH. Like I said, you can't fight your water pH. If your water pH is bad, from me to you, go and look for another site. You can't fight it. Anybody telling you you can use charcoal, you can use anything. Well, people can preach anything. Like I said, charcoal is even going dirty. Go and buy ordinary soda, baking soda. If you put it, will work. But the question is that you cannot do it. You cannot fight it. You may put it today, yes. Tomorrow morning, it may change. You may put it in the morning, it will come down. What of in the evening? So you can't fight it. So the best advice anybody will give you is to look for another place, and that's it. But if people are putting it in your head and you want to do it, it's okay. Oh. How do you calculate pond density to know how many fishes to put? Anytime you want to stock, just send me your measuring the length of your pond, or tell me the quantity of fish you want to stock. I will tell you the length. Actually, for some days now, I've been so busy because what I wanted to do was do a video where I could be able to give out some of the stocking density to some ponds that people sell. So if you have list, you can send me the list to my WhatsApp. I will see you to do the video, and so that I will just pin it there so that anybody that wants to stock, you can go and look at that thing and know. But apart from that, you can always ask me, then I will give it to you. There's no problem about that. Please, can you pump water from the river? Of course, once the river is clean, you can pump water from the river to your pond. Most earthen pond pour from river to the pond. It's not a bad thing, but the only thing is like make sure that the water is neat, and make sure that the place is okay, so that you don't go and pump contamination into your pond. But yes, river water is very good, but not seawater. If you are staying towards Bayelsa rivers, or you are staying in Lekki, please try and check the water you want to pump. The reason is that some of those water, they are salty. Salty water is not good for catfish farming. Mhm. If you stay in Lekki, you know what I'm talking about. If you stay in Bayelsa, you know what I'm talking about. So all those places, before you pump any water, please do confirmation of the type of water you are pumping, so that you don't pump in salty water. Apart from that, it's fine. River water is excellent. That's what most of us do. You site your eating pond close to a river, close to anything, so that sometimes during dry season when some ponds don't actually hold enough water, you from there, top it up. So that's what we do, and it's working out. There's no issue on that, so you can go ahead. So that's it. So once you can be able to put some of these things I have said here in practice, result is guaranteed. The only reason why, like I said it from the beginning, the only reason why catfish farmers fail is that most people will keep arguing and doing what they have been doing all this while and have never achieved any result. They keep arguing. Now, let me say this thing before I forget. Most people have been told that if you want to boost the feed you are giving your catfish, you should buy egg and mix with your feed. I will say this here and I will say it again. If you have money to waste, you can be doing that. But if you know you don't have money to waste and you want to gain more money from the business, do everything I have said and don't waste your money on egg. These are the two reasons. One, cost of egg is high. So if you break egg in the feed, it means you have increased your cost of production. Number two, if you want to add egg because you want your fishes to be eating egg, take those egg, go and grind your feed and mix it and be able to make the feed float again. Or if you are doing your personal feed, you can add it inside and use it as a binder to the feed. But if you are buying finished feed and you are putting egg, it's a waste. Now, if you want to believe or if you want to doubt that I said that adding egg is a waste, because some people will tell me, oh, when I added the egg, I saw results. How did you see results? How did you see results? They will say, hey, I weighed my fish. So before you added the egg, your fishes did not add weight, but if you want to know if your fishes are adding weight, exact condition, set 2 ponds. Exact condition, use the same thing, use the same fish inside, then compare the fishes. Before you do it, weigh this one, weigh this one. You record their weight before you add the egg. You add the egg. After 1 week, you weigh this one and weigh this one. The result will tell you that you are wasting your time. Another reason is that when you break the egg and add, mix it with the feed, to you, you think you're adding anything to the feed, right? But when you pour this feed on the water, look at that water, all the egg you put, everything will be flowing out. Once the fishes rush the food like this, it touches water. All those things that the egg, they will just waste. And mind you, once the egg is dried on the feed, it has lost its own value. You can go online and check the egg value after it's dried, whether it retains the value or it doesn't retain the value. So what's the point? I don't know. So the problem about the internet is that when somebody starts something, it brings it online, and some people, for some reasons, never ask questions. They just jump into it. That was how somebody was trying to brought in the issue of bitter leaf, and people are jumping into it. People are arguing, very serious, hot arguments, and I'm looking at them. I say, well, like I always say, if you have big farm, you will know that some of these things you cannot do it. It's the truth. When you have big farms, you start to realize that, okay, this is the reason why people don't do it, but they are still achieving results. So the question is, how are they achieving results? Because some of these things that people do is they are doing it because, most of all these guys wants to tell you something just to keep you busy. So they tell you because you are still starting. So you want to do it and experiment it. Whether it works or it doesn't work, you believe that it's working because they said it is working. But what you don't understand is that you are eating into your profit. Anything that is not relevant to your catfish business, do not do it. You are just eating into your profit. The day you will sell fish, I will not be there. People that have been telling you do this, do that will not be there. You will be the only one standing there. And if you make loss, you'll be the only one to enjoy the loss. If you make profit, you'll be the only one to enjoy the profit. So why must you keep eating into your profit? All in the name of that somebody said something that is not factual. Doesn't make sense. But again, it's up to you to accept or to refuse. So it's really up to you. But my own is, like I said, I will keep trying to like create avenues to explain to you that some of these things they are not real. Someone once came to me with a product from China. It's in a packet. They said I should give it to people. When you put it in the pond, it will help things to grow in the pond and your fishes will be eating it. Why will I do that nonsense? Because I know I will get paid for it, but why will I do it when I know it's rubbish? I did accept the deal because I know it's rubbish. And I know if I come out now, because some people have actually believed whatever I say, and I give it out to people, you believe it. But what do I stand to benefit? Nothing. Nothing. So, anytime people are telling you that this is what happens, please, even if me, I tell you, always ask me why. Just like if you see most of the things I do here, I still try to explain to you why. Because if I can't explain why things are done, there's no point. What is the point you doing it? Catfish farming, like I said, it is one kind of business that you don't know what you are going to end with until you actually end. It is the day you are going to sell your fishes that you will understand what you have done to yourself. That's the truth. That's the truth. And this thing I'm telling you now is something that have made many people to drop in the business because they are confused. Imagine somebody is telling you, look, let's do this business, that if you invest 1 million, you make 4 million. And on the day you are selling, you have seen it yourself. You're not going to see 500,000. What will you do? You console yourself and start telling people that catfish business is a bad business. But then again, there are people that have been in the business for a very long time and they are still in the business. So what are they not doing? Next thing they will tell you, say maybe they do chuchu. That is our poor African mentality. So if you have any question anytime, you just joined us very late. Oh. What happened? Anyway, if you still have any question for me, I'm still here. I can accommodate any question for the next 20 minutes before we are done for today. So these things I have explained to us, these are probably one of the reasons why most of us will make loss. We make every loss on this business. But I can tell you for free, catfish farming is a very nice business. Like me, I have catfish farm and I'm also uh, into poultry farm. But between the two of them, both of them are very good business. But between the two of them, catfish farming has less stress than poultry farming. That's just the fact. If this what I said now doesn't discredit anyone. Lucia MK Agro Enterprises, I agreed. It just came late. So it doesn't discredit anyone, but the truth is that in catfish farm, you have less stress in managing of the business, follow-up of the business. But the problem about catfish farming is that it has more technicality for you to follow than poultry farming. The reason is that in poultry farming, before you start, people have told you about drugs, your vaccination chart, everything and everything. So you are following those things. But in catfish farming, like I always tell people, there are no drugs. Someone was setting me today, was telling me the problem he's having in the farm. I was explaining to the person that you don't need drugs. He was still asking me which drugs do I want him to buy. There are no drugs. Is there any extra thing you can do to post growth? Hmm. Let me be honest with you. Thank you very much, Ayode. There is nothing you can do to boost growth of your fish if all the parameters of raising fish, you are not doing it. Your fishes are going to 1 month. There is nothing you can. The first thing you have to make sure is that you did not overstock. Give them space. Second thing you have to make sure is that you are feeding them very well. So when you're feeding them very well, they eat well to convert it to body weight and anything you want. But if you are not feeding them very well and you overstocked, there's no magic about it. And make sure that you don't manage water. For some reasons, people manage water in the pond. Do you manage water in the pond? And when I talk, they said they were told. You can't be told of things that are not existing. You can't manage pond in your catfish farm and expect the fishes to grow because they have to live inside the water to grow. So there's no way you can manage it. So that's just it. That's just it. You can't manage water in the pond. That's the fact. So, when people say all these type of things, say, oh, manage this, manage this. Like I said, there are no way, any two or three that they are growing, rest of them are small. What you can do is, if your fishes are not growing, what you do is let me see those fishes. Send me a video of those fishes. Let me see the fishes. So when I see the video, I will be able to know why they are not growing. But remember, no, sir, they eat well, oh, and I change water every 2 days. Even yeah, if look, let's take it one step at a time. If your fishes eat very well, they have enough space, you change water every time as at when due, and they are not growing. The reason why they are not growing is probably maybe what you have stocked is wrong. And if you stock wrong, there is no magic, there's nothing, there's nothing anything can do. So there's nothing anybody can do about it. So if that is the case, there's nothing you can do about it. But if you have bought a wrong stock, the only thing is to keep managing it. But if you have not, then that's when you will find a solution to that. So if you can, send me the video. So when you send me the video, I'll be able to help you look at it, and then let's see if the fishes that you are talking about are actually good or they are not good. But if they are still young, as you have said so, it means that we can still be able to, like, if it's a feeding issue, I will tell you how to up your, just to improve on your feeding, and everything will come back to normal. So this was said. I wanted to ask, raising 1,000 fishes, how much can you make as profit? you know, um, it's not about 1,000 fishes. It's not about 2,000 fishes. It's not about 50 fishes. It's not about 100 fishes. I actually did a video on that, the profit you can make from your feeding and from your fishes. Now, like I said, okay, no problem. I'm waiting for your message. Like I said, if just that you joined late, it's not easy. You see, when you join late like this, it's not easy. It's not always easy trying to, like, recall everything that have been said and blah 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 blah. But I will give you an instance. If you are doing 1,000 fishes, like the video that I did last time, I made mention that the profit you can make if you raise the fish, there are three categories of profit you can make. The normal profit you can make is between 30 to 40%. That's the normal profit you can make on that investment if everything is done well. What is everything that is done well? If you stocked well, stock good stock, if your pond spacing is good, your water management is good, your feeding is excellent, top notch, you're not managing feed, you're not using bad feed, you stand between 30 and 40%. Then, if you want to make more on this, you have to do a reverse selling tactics. So the reverse selling tactics that you will do is you sell at a time when others don't have fish to sell. Like I have said that please, what other feeds can catfish use now? You sell at a time when other people are not selling. Like I have said it before, that period is mostly at the peak of your dry season. People don't have fish. The reason why people don't have fish is that then it's not every farm that has water. Most 18 ponds are going to dry up. Most people that claim that their borehole is commercial, by that time it's not commercial. The water level goes down. So you see people keep managing their resources until they get back to rainy season. You get it? So that period mostly starts sometimes after your New Year celebration, because some people actually reserve fish to sell New Year. So from second week of January, February, March, this is the highest time that there's the kind of drought of fish business. Most people don't invest money in fish business then because of the issue I have just mentioned. So if you have your fish at that time, you will up your profit from 30 to 40% to up to 70, 80% profit. Then there's another scenario that can make you make more than 30 to 40%. That scenario is, let's say I'm living in Lekki and I have catfish farmers around me in Lekki. and I want to sell my catfish on, let's say I want to sell on the 27th of July. So I start calling my customer and say, no, that they can't come on 27. I say, why? I say, that Mr. Lagbaja is selling in Orile and another one is selling in trade fair. They have a lot of funds are selling that time. Use that same tactics. You say, okay, no problem. When you are done with those funds, I'm not rushing to sell. When clients hear that you are not rushing to sell, the first thing that they understand is that you actually have money to feed. You are not in a rush. So it makes them understand that this person really knows what he's doing. You wait. You call them again after 1 week. Are you guys done? They say, no, we'll be done by Friday. You wait. You're not rushing. You're not disturbing them. Hey, Joma, please, I don't have money to feed. Once you make that statement, hey, Joma, I don't have money to feed. These guys, the first thing they will do is that they will call themselves and tell you that this new catfish farmer doesn't have money to feed. When do you even want us to go to his fund and see the way he raised? This is how they will say casually. So when they are coming to your pond, they know you don't have anything. You're already looking for money. So they will underprice you. But when you are the one holding them to ransom, that okay, whenever you are ready, that my fishes are there, I'm not in a haste. So when they now come, let me give you an example now. If they come and you're selling, the others are selling 3,000 per kilo. You say, no, my own kilo is 3,050 bucks. And they bring out these fishes in the pond. That's why I say, if you don't get good result, you will just be ashamed as a catfish farmer. Imagine you tell people that you have your fishes at 1 kg and above, and they say, okay, let us see. You now put hand inside the pond, and everything you are bringing is 500 grams, 600 grams. You will just be ashamed of yourself instantly. Then those people will know that you are not serious. The price will start coming down. But then they now come to your pond and now see, oh, very big fishes. Now, you now say, others are selling 3,000. Say, my own is 3,050 naira, 2,100 naira. You see now, your profit will now go from 30 to 40% to maybe 60 to 70%. So on your 1,000, on these parameters, you see how your percentages are. Then there are people that make 20%. You will understand those people. The people that when they want to sell, they are rushing to sell. So people, so I say, where did they sell 3K per kg? Yeah, in your place, they're selling 2,650. There is somebody that even told me that in their place, they're selling 2,400. It's different place with different price. The places that have too many fishes, their price will be cheaper than where they don't have fishes. Someone from Kano joined me last week. He said in their place it was 3,300. Another person from the same Kano was telling me it's 3,000. So it's your area that determines how much is sold based on the demand and supply forces. So that's why when people reach out to me and ask me how much, I always tell them that catfish 1 kg as of today is sold between 2,005 to 3,000, depending on your location. So you can be good in business and even drag it from the 3,000, just like I gave you an analysis now, how fish prices are determine your profit level. You drag it from the 3,000 to even something on top. So it depends. So that's how you calculate your profit. So those people that make 20% are people that are doing sales. They are doing a haste. They are discouraged. They are, but they did the right thing. Their fishes are okay, but they are now like, I need money. I want to go and pay Lapo. I want to go. So your catfish must start pricing you. The thing will now start dropping. So that's where you now go down to like 20% or 15% or whatever it becomes. Or even sometimes you just make only the money you invested. So that's how it works. So I cannot tell you, exactly and stuff like that. Here in Benin City, there is a union. You can't sell above the union price per kg, no matter how big it is. Now, if I was in Benin and there's a union, for instance, and the union says that my catfishes are sold for, let's say, 2,000 per kilo, example, and that's for fishes above 1 kg. What I will simply do is, if they are buying fishes above 1 kg, I will never sell 1 kg. So what I will do is to always make sure that you are selling a kg and above. So that above will give you more profit than person selling 1 kg. So it's good. You are making good profit. You are making over 45%, raising 2K fish. It's good. So when you make profit, like I said, that's why I keep talking like this, so that it's not like maybe I'm just determining these things. No, every place determine whatever. My own is just to follow what happens and tell you. Uh, yes, you have for you to make such profit, you have to sell anything below 1 kg, more nothing they command. I always say that's just the truth. So Sebastian, Uganda want to go into catfish farming, want to start with 1,000 catfish in a tarpaulin pond. Feed type, quantity, consistency. Okay, size of pond and how many times you have. Even apart from asking this question, Sebastian on this particular YouTube, just type on this my channel, just click on my videos. When you click on my videos, go down and check my videos. You will see cost and profit of raising 1,000 catfishes. So when you click on that video, in that video, I put the pond sizes, the feed sizes, and what will come at the end. So if you can check it out. If you have any question on that, kindly drop the question and I will reply you there. Please, how much is 1 kg of fish? Please don't misquote any one of us. 1 kg of fish, like he said, in Benin is 2,650. Some places 1 kg of fish is between 2,005 and 3,000. So I cannot really be in every place to know exactly you know um how much is sold. You are good at this. Thank you very much. I'm only doing my best. Thank you very much, Adaku. I'm only doing my best. I just being good. I'm not a teacher anyway. So thank you very much. So I cannot really be in every place to like know exactly the prices it's sold. I heard it's 3,005 to 4K in Owerri. It is very possible. The only thing I will tell you is that somebody have told you, right? So kindly, possible for you, you can just step out, get to where they are selling and meet the people that sell. Tell them that you have a pond and you want to sell. So they will tell you. Why I said this is that some people can blow things off, especially if you are starting catfish. I have had series of stories about this. You know, someone wants to start a catfish farm. He calls in people to like help him to like have an idea of how much he's going to make from the business. Some people will tell you, catfish, when the fish are ready, people are dragging to buy it. Hmm? When they do all these things, they overhype the business. Then when you now want to sell, people will now start telling you, oh, maybe they don't change the price. Oh. So for you not to be in this category, please, what you will do for me is try and get to the place where they sell the catfishes. Ask those people that are selling, just tell them that you have fish that you want to sell. They won't come to your pond, but just tell them, hey, I have fish I want to sell. How much are you for buying 1 kg and above? So they will give you the price. They'll tell you, they will ask you if your fish is ready or when they will come to. So with that, with the price they give you there, you will now know if this 3,500 to 4,000 is true or not. You get it? Yeah, because it's not easy. It's not easy. And these things, when you already make an investment and you now start realizing that some of the things you did in investment, it's not really what people told you to do before the investment. It's a very big deal because then you can't step out of the investment and then you are now trapped. You don't know what to do. It's a case that I've seen in most cases. So that's why I keep preaching that, let's see what we can do. And good evening. How is everything? I hope you have any question for me because we have just 7 minutes to round up. We've been here for 2 hours. So if you have any question for me, kindly drop the question so that I will help you before we round up. Thank you very, very much. I really appreciate you guys. You see, I always like interactive sections because if you're on a live section and it's not interactive, it doesn't all go well. Then for some people who are saying that I should be inviting people to my interactive session, the reason why I don't like doing it is that I cannot come here and I invite somebody who will be dragging who is saying this and who is not saying this. That's why I try to like avoid many things that try to put me in a very tight situation. That's just the truth. I remember like the first day I had this interaction, I actually invited somebody on TikTok when we started, only for me to discover that this boy, what he was just like he wants to be on the camera and talking. You cannot believe it. He doesn't know anything about catfish. He's just like, oh, okay, if I bring this money, I say, come. We are not talking of you are bringing this money. Don't bring any money. I'm not here to discuss about bring money here to invest here. I don't do those type of things. So please, so that's why I carefully try to avoid all these things to avoid any distraction. Now, somebody has once asked me here if I do community farming. Please, I don't do community farming, but I will not advise you against community farming. No, I will tell you one thing. In Nigeria today, one of the highest places in Nigeria that we have community farming is Ijebu. If you've not heard this, just hear it from me today. The highest community farming we have in Nigeria as of today is in Ijebu, and they are thriving very well. Now, what happens in Ijebu is that there are some villages in Ijebu where people there, you know, many of them are in UK. So what they do is families get together with people that they have at home, contribute money and rent big, big ponds. These guys spend millions doing the business. So when the profit comes out, they share it within their self and no cheating. So everybody understands it. Buying feed from company or buying from retailers, which one is cheaper? Oh, sorry, I even missed a question you were asking me. You asked me a cheap feed that you will buy. Now, I will be honest with you. When feed is very cheap, don't buy it. Even as I have mentioned you Nigerian feeds now, all these Nigerian feeds now, and you go and let's say Blue Crown is selling, example, Blue Crown is selling 20,000, top is selling maybe 19,800, example, Echo Float is selling like 19,900, and one Nigerian company is selling feed 15,000. Personally, I would advise you don't buy that one. You see that one that's selling 15,000, don't buy it. The only reason why the feed will be that cheap is that they have substituted a nutrient that is in the other ones. So let me give you an example. Maybe the corn they are using for weight gain, they remove it and now put ordinary roughages. So the feed will not have weight. So they drop the price so that you will buy, but you will not see the result on your feed. So that's what Oyibo calls penny wise, pound foolish. Please don't fall for that. So buying from company, you can't actually go and buy from company direct. You have to grow to a level. I'm not saying this saying that you don't have money. Please don't misunderstand me. Why I say this is that every company have chain of distribution. They have the people they call super dealers. Super dealers is 36. There are 36 in 36 states. So in each state, they have one super dealer. Now, on top of this super dealer, they have mega dealers. So mega dealer now, let's say we have one super dealer. Let me give you an example. Let me use Enugu State. In Enugu State, we have the super dealer is in Enugu town. So on this Enugu town, you now have the mega dealer. So this mega dealer is the one that other dealers buy from. They don't actually buy from the super dealer. So the super dealer is now the one that place order for Enugu town. So maybe now in a month, Enugu town they consume, let's say they consume like example, maybe they buy like 200,000 bags of feed. So the super dealer has the money, the capacity to order for 200,000 bags of feed. It comes to Enugu town. So these mega dealers now go to him. Their mega dealers can be like 4 or 5 or 6, depending on each company. So these mega dealers may go and pick it 20,000. So when they now pick it, the dealers will now go to this mega to now go and collect it. Then that is where people that sell from the street will now go to the sub distributors, not even the distributors. These sub distributors now from Enugu now, you have other towns in Enugu, like Wani and all those kind of towns in Enugu. So the sub distributors will go and buy from the distributors and go to Wani. Then you now have the smaller ones that will now go to those people to buy. Now, people like us, for me, I buy from distributors because I've been buying for a long time and that relationship have gone. That's how I managed to know all this korokoro. But if you are just starting now and the volume you are buying is not that much, you may let's say you are buying 100 bags of feed now. You want to start with buying 100 bags at a stretch. So now instead of buying from that sub distributor, you can go to distributor and negotiate with him. So the distributor can still refer you back to the sub distributor, but with a discount. You get? So with a discount. So each of these steps I have shown you now have discount. Maybe if you don't get money reach the one where they go super, you may discount up to 500 bucks or 1,000 bucks. If you get it from the next person, is discounting like 400. So like that, like that, like that, like that. That's how it goes. So depending on where you have power, you can go to your distributor. If you are buying much, you can leave the sub-distributors. How do you know the sub-distributors? When you come to their shop, you see what they have. It may not be that big. You know, say this one's maybe they don't even be up to sub-distributor. But there are some sub-distributors that have big mega house, but they don't have the capital to be all the distributor. If you go to them, negotiate with them, you can go to the next person. So how do you get those people? You can check from their original website for the information there. Send the email to their customer care. They will reply you and direct you to someone who is a distributor or sub-distributor. They will never refer you to your mega distributor or no. They will refer you to their distributor or their sub-distributor once you send them an email. I think that will answer your question on where you buy it cheaper. So oh, thank you very much. Why are fishes not growing as before? Because we are not feeding them as before. Yeah, the reason why fishes are not growing as before is because we're not feeding them as before. Now, some of us tend to reduce the quantity of feed we give our fishes, and some of us tend to go for cheaper quality of uh, fishes than before. Like I said from the beginning of this program, because some of these questions now I've answered it before. You know, I've answered this before. Thank you, Uche. I've answered this question before. So if you buy a post fingerlings as juvenile and you notice that they are not growing well, it's because you have already omitted a stage that would have made them to grow faster. So that's the thing. It's just the truth, but don't worry, they will grow. Don't worry. What is the best booster for fingerlings and juvenile? Feeding, space, water management. This is the best booster. There's no other medicine to that. If you do these three things and you don't achieve results, quote me any day, anytime. I will come and know what happened and solve it for you, provided you do what I said. Feeding, spacing, good feed, good water management. That's the best booster. So my people, be like say today, we don't try you. Thank you very much, every one of us, for joining me, even those of us who joined very late. Thank you very much. Like I said, we're already 2 hours on this journey, and I so much appreciate you guys. So for July, for the month of July now, we are done with our this thing. We should wait till next month. I will try to schedule another live, and I will make sure that I still, announce it so that everybody would know. Ah, thank you very, very much. You just they come late when I dey round off. Oh. Thank you very much. I hope you've been able to learn one or two things from me, Ahmed. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate so much. I hope you've been able to learn one or two things from this live. But if you want to see me again live, that should be August. I will fix another live. I will be doing live every month, twice. I can't be doing it every week because it's not easy. I have to suspend some other things. If you watch when I was doing this live, I was trying to answer a question that I expected somewhere by three, by so I'm just trying, 30 minutes. I was giving them 30 minutes time I was thinking, okay, 30 minutes time, I'll be able to like round up immediately. But if you look at my time, I've exceeded by 4 minutes. So I was just like, just give me that time, just give me that time so that I can be able to like meet up with all our expectations. It's not really easy, but then again, I will always do my best. So hopefully by next month, I should be able to announce to all of us when I'll be able to start. But we'll still do maybe the first 2 Saturdays, we'll do the live, but I'll still inform every one of us. I'm still using Blue Crown and feed them well. You know what you will do? Send me a chat 08135348909. 08135348909. So send me a chat there so that we can start from there and we know what the problem is and I will be able to explain it to you. Ahmed, Damilare, thank you very much. I really appreciate, even if you just joined me late. I joined me late, but I really appreciate that. What I will tell you is if you're having any issues, if you can, send me a chat on my WhatsApp 081 353 48909. So when you send this message now, I will be able to like, we can start from there so that I will look at it once because somebody is waiting for me. I gave them 30 minutes and already I'm eating into their 30 minutes. So please let me go and see what's going on. From KB, George Fonshaw. Thank you, George. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you. So, like I said, if you're having any issue or you want me to help you look at anything, just send me a message on WhatsApp now. I may not answer you immediately because, like I said, people are waiting for me. So just send me the message on 081 353 48909. So I will pick it up from there. Whatever the case is, we'll be able to settle it. I want to say thank you very, very much. I really appreciate you all. Thanks and God bless.